Stocks continue their climb, pushing a bit higher, with mid-caps leading the way. Realty, IT and cap goods are the bright spots, while auto and healthcare drag. The Swiggy team is optimistic about the growth and the profitability trajectory, hoping to turn profitable at the consolidated level by Q3 FY26 and in the quick commerce business by Q2 FY27, following the expansion of its dark store networks. India's Defence Ministry clears purchase worth around 21,772 crores to strengthen the Navy and coastal security ahead of Navy Day. The 5 orders spell fresh orders for local vendors like L&T, Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharti Electronics and Garden Reach shipbuilders. SEBI has asked Trafixol ITS Technologies, which had raised rupees 45 crores via IPO, to refund the process to investors following the plaint on the likely diversion of the funds. SEBI found misstatements in the financials and uncovered efforts to conceal material facts. The suspense ends as the BJP endorses the candidature of Devendra Fadnavis as Maharashtra's next chief minister. The oath-taking ceremony will take place tomorrow at Azad Maidan in Mumbai. Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into Business Lunch on CNBC-TV18 and I'm Vinny Motiwala. A quick look at what the market is doing today. Not much of an up move, but surely the Nifty at one point of time was seeing good moves and as of now also holding on to some bit of a gain of 0.1% in a trade. Nifty Bank too holding on to gains of 0.7%, and do not forget that Nifty Bank yesterday was outperforming, today also is outperforming the benchmark indices. So Nifty Bank surely is something that is supporting the up move today even in the markets. Mid and small cap, let's look at that, because there also we're seeing some bit of an outperformance coming in. Nifty mid cap up 0.7%, small cap up 0.5%. So yes, that also outperformance seems like continues today as well. Yesterday's trading session also we had seen that up move. Top sectoral gainers, what's doing well today? We have Nifty Realty that's holding on to good gains. PSU Banks are holding on to good gains in trade as well. While on the flip side, we do have Nifty Energy as well as some of these Nifty auto names which are under pressure, and that is why the drag coming in these two sectors. Some of the stocks that are buzzing, let's look at that. We have HDFC Life and SBI Life. So these life insurance names, let's pull that up because it seems like that is holding on to some bit of a strong gain. HDFC Life up 2%, SBI Life up almost 1%. And other than that, we have HEG and Graphite. I'm highlighting these two stocks today, HEG, Graphite, because yesterday also they were buzzing in trade. They were seeing a sharp uptick. Today also HEG and Graphite, both of them are managing to see strong gains. HEG holding on to 13% gain as of now. But yes, that's how we're seeing the market setup looking like. Nifty today also is managing to hold on to a green. So yes, not much of a worry coming in on that front. But the top story that we should be talking about this afternoon is the suspense over the next Maharashtra Chief Minister. That has ended as BJP party has named Devendra Fadnavis for the job. Now this comes after days after the deadlock between the alliance partners was there. The Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who was one of the central observers for each Maharashtra legislature party's meeting, congratulated Devendra Fadnavis. She has said and doubled the engine that the double engine government will take Maharashtra forward and the government will do whatever it takes to develop Maharashtra. Let's go across to Sandhya, who's going to get us the latest on this update. Sandhya.
So the deadlock over the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra is finally resolved. Devendra Fadnavis is all set to return as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. This is going to be a Fadnavis 3.0. Remember, his first term as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra was from 2014 to 2019. In 2019, when he sworn in for the second time, it was barely for 72 hours. After that, in July 2022, he sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So this is going to be his third term. Today in its party meeting, the MLAs of BJP, they selected him, they chose him as the legislative leader of BJP. Now today, all the leaders of Mahayuti Alliance will go to the governor and stake claim to the government. In fact, the core committee BJP will also hold a meeting And as I said, Devendra Fadnavis is all set to return as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. The swearing-in ceremony is going to take place tomorrow. It's going to be a grand ceremony. Beneficiaries of welfare scheme Ladki Bahin will be invited. They will be gifted saris. Along with that, the invitation card for the swearing-in ceremony have already been distributed. There were two sets. One where there was no mention of the name of the CM. And the second set has the mention of Devendra Fadnavis's name as the CM. So the second set, the party has started distributing the second set of cards today. The swearing-in ceremony will be attended by the Prime Minister.
Okay, Santya, thank you so much for the latest update coming in there. Now keeping an eye out on the swearing-in ceremony. But moving on to some more stock-specific news, Swiggy reported its Q2 earnings and the company's food delivery business performance has improved, while quick commerce revenue has seen a rise as well. Now, EBITDA loss has also narrowed on a year-on-year basis. Management tells CNBC-TV18 that they are optimistic about the growth and profitability trajectory. Listen in.
Factor of how well our efforts at creating new use cases as well as creating affordability work. We have a series of new use case related work that we're pushing out to the consumers. The latest being Bolt, the 10-minute food delivery that is expected to create some new consumptions. There's things that we've been doing on affordability, but we'll continue to build on it. I think how well we do these few things are going to really dictate whether it'll be the lower end or the higher end, I guess.
There is, operating leverage that is already existing in the business. If you look at over our last 4 quarters, we've added 90 basis points in, EBITDA just on scale, right? And you should expect a similar kind of number to play out even with the rising scale. And there are opportunities on the take rate side. Our advertising business, we have talked about it, having another, 100 basis points of leverage existing still, and some of the cost equations, especially on the subscription program, which we have successfully run over time. We do expect leverage to also come through the overall affordability initiative that we have launched. So you should assume that it's a good trajectory and steady state is not very far away. So if you look at 3 out of the top 10 or top 7 cities are already profitable, and within these cities, 75% of the stores which are say 12 months and above are already profitable. So as we kind of guide for accelerated store expansion, there is going to be the certain investment that will be baked in for the overall neutrality at the corporate level to come by in 4 quarters from now. In terms of the overall cash balance with the IPO proceeds, we have a little over 8,800 crores in bank. So it's a very, very strong balance sheet. As we have said in the past, a lot of this is actually defensive capital to ensure that we continue to have the firepower to continue to remain invested in the category growth. Food delivery business is already generating positive free cash flow and will continue to accrete to the corporate treasury. So overall, we feel a very good place from our balance sheet strengths point of view, and we don't expect to raise new capital in the near future.
Now let's shift focus from Swiggy to PNB Housing. That's the stock that is buzzing in trade today as well, holding on to gains of more than 2% as of now. Now, this is coming and after it lays out the target of 1 lakh crore rupees in retail loans by FY27. The management also tells CNBC-TV18 that they expect net interest margins of 3.9 to 4% by FY27. Listen in to what more they had to say.
If we talk about NIM, we have guided 3.5%. We've been maintaining about 3.6 to 3.65 for last few quarters. I think for next few quarters, we'll be able to maintain NIM at the current level. And from next year onwards, NIM will start inching up. And in terms of ROA, currently we are at about 2.4 to 2.45. That is to a certain extent supported by the recovery of the write-off pool. I think standalone by FY27, NIM should be around 3.9 to 4-ish types. I think if we grow at about 17-18%, we'll get to 1 lakh crore by FY27. And by FY27, the split of 1 lakh crore retail book is going to be 15,000 crores affordable, 25,000 crores emerging, and the balance 60,000 crores would be prime. And in addition to this, we plan to restart corporate in next couple of months. So book by FY27 will be about 7,000 to 8,000 crores.
And let's shift gears, and the Monetary Policy Committee meeting beginning today will decide on key policy rates against the backdrop of lower GDP print of 5.4%. Let's listen in to the expectations from CNBC-TV18's Monetary Policy Committee panel on rate cut expectations. What are they expecting there?
Let me take the vote first. The first question I'm going to ask my panel is, what will the Reserve Bank do to interest rates on December 6th? Sajid,
we have a cut in February, so a hold in December.
Hold, okay. Nothing, no action. Samiran? Soumya?
We are hold.
Okay, hold.
Very similar to Sajid, the hold now and cut in February.
None of you want a cut. Sonal?
25 basis point repo rate cut.
Okay, there you are. We have the first cut. And Dr. Sen? Hold. Okay, so this is 4:1 in favor of holding. Let me take the CRR question. Your thoughts, your vote.
Some liquidity management for sure, not necessarily CRR, but some liquidity management.
I'm taking a no for CRR.
But some liquidity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Soumya?
I would paraphrase it saying that CRR should be used as a counter-cyclical tool.
No or yes?
Some, not headline CRR, but yes on some specific products.
Okay. Yes, I'm going with a yes for Soumya. Shamiran?
I think it is likely, it's possible to do.
Okay, I'll take it as likely then, which is more a yes than a no. Sonal?
Yes, CRR cut.
Okay. Dr. Sen?
No.
Okay, on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break, but after the break, we'll get you more on news on updates, so don't go anywhere. Thanks for staying tuned into Business Lunch on CNBC TV18. Now let's move on. And the SEBI has ordered Trafixol ITS Technologies to refund the proceeds to the investors following a complaint on the diversion of the funds a day prior to its listing. Now Yash is joining in with us to give us more details on this one. Yash?
Well, quite an unprecedented order of something that we've not heard from market regulator SEBI so far. What SEBI has done is that it has asked Trafixol, a company which was expected to list on the SME exchanges, to return all the money that it collected from its investors, which came through subscription for its IPO, back to those investors along with the interest accrued on that amount, in the days of the investigation. What had happened is that SEBI had kept the listing of this company, that is Trafixol, which was supposed to happen on the SME exchange, in abeyance when it received a complaint right after the subscription period for the IPO ended and a day prior to the listing of the company. Of course, the listing was kept in abeyance. SEBI started its investigation. There were show cause notices which were sent on the complaint which the SEBI had received on this particular company. What was the complaint exactly? The complaint was that objects of the IPO included a purchase of software valued at about 18 crore from a vendor which had questionable financials, as well as a vendor which had failed to file its annual statements with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs also. As far as SEBI's investigation is concerned, it found three things as far as this transaction is concerned. First one, intent of diversion of funds through misleading objects of the issue. Second one, misstatement of financial statements disclosed in the prospectus of Trafixol. Third one, concealment of material fact as far as the prospectus of the company is concerned. Because of which, finally, yesterday the order came through under which Trafixol will have to return all the money it received through its IPO to its investors along with the interest accrued on it.
Okay, Yash, thank you so much for that update there. But, let's just focus on PI Industries as well. You can see the flashes at the bottom of your screens. We have PI who's revised its earnings for the last fiscal and no guidance revision for the next fiscal. The revision is for the period of November 1st, 2023 to 31st of October 2024. And this revision is in FY24 due to higher sales, weak yen rates. Do not forget, this is one of the major clients for PI Industries, and that is why we're seeing PI Industries in focus, recovered from the day's lowest point, up almost 0.5% in trade as of now. But that is PI Industries that we are focusing on. But let's move on, and surely exciting something that is coming up tomorrow. Some news around the moviegoers, and for the moviegoers, Pushpa 2 will hit the screens tomorrow and has become the fastest movie to surpass 1 million tickets sold on Book My Show. December sees a healthy pipeline for movies. Shilpa is joining in with us with more details on that. Shilpa, seems like Pushpa jhukega nahi, and nor will the industry because of that.
Well, you're absolutely right there, Vinny. You know, as the dialogue of the movie goes, right, in Pushpa ki main jhukega nahi, that seems to be, you know, sort of the trend for the movie also. So this Allu Arjun and Rashmika Mandanna starrer has become the fastest movie to surpass 1 million tickets that was sold on Book My Show. And PVR Inox also is already close to selling about 6 lakh tickets. The craze is such that the ticket prices have gone up to 1,800. That's how much people are willing to shell out to watch this. Now, once released, Elara Securities expects the gross, box office collection that to cross about 1,000 crore worldwide, with the Hindi version bringing in half of it. Now, remember, this is even though the star cast and the movie originally was made in Telugu. Now, remember the last 2 biggest films in India, those were Bahubali and KGF Chapter 2, and these saw gross collections of about 1,200 crores and about 1,000 crores each. And on the day 1 of the release, which is tomorrow, it is expected to bring in about 200 crores, and Pushpa 2 alone is expected to push up occupancy levels for movie theatres to up to 40% in December. This is as against a regular average occupancy that we see of about 25%. Now, this is a huge positive for the industry, especially for players like PVR Inox, which have been suffering with a poor content pipeline in Q2 and in October. Whilst things have started picking up in November with movies like Singham Returns, Bhool Bhulaiya 3, December could be the month of recovery, with movies other than Pushpa 2 like Baby John and Sitare Zameen Par also coming in. Now, overall, the occupancy levels are expected to reach about 30% for the third quarter on the back of this. And, the Hindi gross collections, in fact, is likely to be at about 1,700 crores for the industry. In fact, the next year also looks quite positive, with the release of some big Hollywood movies also coming in, like Captain America, like Jurassic World. And there are also some Hindi movies also that are expected, like Raja Sahib, amongst others. But for this quarter, Vinny, what we really need to see is whether Pushpa 2 will be the flower or the fire for the showbiz. We'll know that tomorrow, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Flower or fire, that's what we're keeping an eye out on. Thanks so much for that, Shilpa. Interesting numbers coming in there. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. And up next, we'll get you the latest on political updates that are coming in from South Korea. So stay tuned for that.
Congratulations on 25 glorious years for CNBC-18. I think it's fantastic. It's not only 25 years young, but the kind of work which CNBC has been doing in the last 25 years has been phenomenal. Congratulations for the past, and all the best for the future.
Welcome back to Business Lunch on CNBC TV18, and let's move on to some national updates. Now, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab, Sukhbir Singh Badal, escaped an assassination attempt after a man carrying a pistol fired at him at the Golden Temple in Amritsar. The man was later overpowered by the people present on the spot. The Shiromani Akali Dal leader was serving punishment in the temple when the incident took place. Now, 62-year-old Badal, along with other leaders, are performing duties at the temple imposed by the Sikh highest temporal body for the party's misrule from 2007 to 2017. And some update on the international front and coming in from South Korea after President Yoon Suk-yeol initiated a martial law in the country last night. The opposition lawmakers are putting together an impeachment bill to be passed in the parliament tomorrow to remove the president of the country, that's President Yoon, defense minister, as well as the interior minister on charges of treason. News trickling in from the country suggests that ministers in the cabinet are resigning, and demonstrations continue outside South Korea's National Assembly demanding the resignation of the president. Okay, and with that, we're absolutely out of time on this edition of Business Lunch on CNBC TV 18. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, you have Midcap Radar.